Tatiana, what is the end game? Again, I don't want to make it a, I don't want to make it a broad question, but it's been a month in, huge numbers of Russian forces in Ukraine right now. We've got a map of, the vast amounts of area that are now under Russian control. At least 3 cities at last count. Kiev is encircled. There are missiles still crashing into the capital. What is the end game? What is the end game? Just list out for me the things or the conditions that need to be met for this to end.
Shiv, well, first of all, I can't, it just cracks me up how, messages of coming from, Washington or people aligned with Washington turned out to be threats on Indian air, saying that India will pay the consequences. This is the basis of American policy. You do it our way or it's the highway, basically. And this is adorable coming from one country to another massive world superpower. Just amazes me every time. But the end game, to come to your question, it stays the same. The end game here is the destruction, the total annihilation of the Nazi formations. Unfortunately, the city of Mariupol has been somewhat of a stumbling block because, these are big cities. Kharkiv and Mariupol are big cities. And unfortunately, this particular city has been home to one of the most ruthless Nazi battalions that we've seen, starting from, 2014 when they first made appearances. And it takes time, in order to save the civilian population and not to bomb cities to the ground like, the US does it and every conflict it gets involved in. The Russian military has been doing everything possible in order to ensure the evacuation of civilians, but the Nazi formations have to be destroyed, or they have to be judged for what they've done. This has been the end game this whole time. It's just impossible for the population of the Russian-speaking population to continue suffering from the hands of these people. And it's a terrible thing that the rest of the population of Ukraine is continually brainwashed to think that, oh no, there are no Nazis in Ukraine. These symbols that resemble swastika, well, there's just a slight resemblance. This is a terrible situation. You've seen the videos. You've seen, Ukrainian soldiers putting pork grease on bullets and saying that these are aimed against the Muslim population of Russia, the Muslim fighters, which are Chechen fighters. You've seen the videos of torture chambers are being uncovered in the eastern Ukraine that were the training grounds for those Nazi formations. I know that they're not showing them to the US citizens, but I'm pretty sure that you in India, you're following this conflict much more closely and with much more attention to detail. The end game remains the same. The Nazi regime has to go, and then when there's peace on the ground, when the population of Donbass is safe, we can talk.
Okay, we leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much, Irfan, Tatiana and Jonathan, for joining me on this discussion. 27 days, no end in sight. What that end game is, we don't know. But like I said, with our reporters on the ground in every major part of Ukraine at this point of time, the military operations are only increasing in intensity. So whatever those takeaways are going to be in Warsaw a couple of days ago from now, when the US president arrives, not just the people of Ukraine, the world will actually be watching. Thank you very much for being with me here tonight on News Track.